Hello everyone. How are you all? I hope you all are fit and fine at your homes. And today we are back again with a new chapter, with a new beginning, and with lot of fun. We learn lot of new things. So are you all ready? Yes? So today our topic is conquering the heights. You all heard about the mountains, highest peak, and whatever you read in the books. Today we all are talking about that. Something I will told you new things, and I hope you all will like this. So we will start with a new chapter. It's already the Conqbuering Heights. Kids, the Himalayas are wonderful life of mountains, and these mountains are very huge peak, and their peaks are snow white. Have you ever seen mountains naturally or in the pictures? They are so beautiful, and these mountains are very highest on the earth. If you saw in the picture, you can see there are very highest peaks also. And kids, for a long time, no one knew that which is the highest mountain in the earth. Everybody knows that mountains are high, but which one is the highest? Do you know? No. Even for knowing this, the India has done the survey. In 1952, the survey of India told us that Mount Everest is the highest peak, highest mountain of the earth. By this survey, we knew that. And at the summit of Mount Everest, there are two peaks. The south peak that rises to 28,700 feet, and that Everest that rises to 29,028 feet. And kids, many people tried to climb the Mount Everest. They wanted to stand at the top of the world. But climbing such a high mountain is not an easy task. We want more powerful, we want more energetic to do that. And at the summit, the Earth's atmosphere is very thin, and it's get thinner with a very strong wind, because we are at the top. So the atmosphere is very thin, and the winds blowing very fast over there, and it's very extremely cold. And in 1953, two men joined an expedition to climb the Mount Everest, and they came from different countries and spoke different languages, but they both wanted the same thing. They both wanted to climb the Mount Everest, and they wanted to be the first man to climb the Mount Everest. It's the world's highest mountain, and their dream are one. Both are from different countries, but they both wanted the same thing. Edmund Hillary came from New Zealand. At home, he kept bees and sold honey. But more than anything, he loved climbing high mountains. Kids, as I told you about the first man, it was Edmund Hillary, and the next man was Tenzing Norgay, came from Nepal, and his family was Shafes, who were well known for their skills at climbing mountains. When he was a young boy, he was living in the Darjeeling and West Bengal. But soon he came back to help his parents and his team for climbing for money. In May 1953, a team set out to climb Mount Everest. Hillary and Norgay were in a team. They wore very warm clothes and special boots which did not slip on the mountains and on the ice, because mountains are covered with the ice. So we need very tough stuff over there. They carried air containers on the backs to help them to breathe, because when we go up, it's very difficult to breathe because the atmosphere is very cold over there. So they carry bags over there with the bag to breathe themselves. And after a few days, the team reached up a camp on the high mountain of the site, while the rest of the team stayed at the camp. Hillary and Norgay continued towards the summit. When they reached 27,900 feet, they put up a tent on the night. And they put up a tent in the night, but they could not sleep because the winds are blowing so much of fast, and their tent pulled up with the fast wind. And it was bitter very cold above all, but still they are very excited. Why? Because their dream is nearby to them. They lay awake and wonder whether they would be able, and they would be the first man to reach the summit of the Mount Everest. The both men were near to their dream, so they are very excited, very overjoyed. Early next morning, The two men climbed up towards the summit. They passed the south peak, and at least 11:30 in the morning, they reached the peak of the Mount Everest. They were overjoyed. You know what is the meaning of overjoyed? Overjoyed means when your dreams comes true, you are very excited, you are very full of joy. They were the first people to stand at the top of the Mount Everest. And around them, on every side, there were great Himalayas. There were the peaks of Makalu, Cho Oyo, Kanchenjunga, Himalayas, and very great Himalayas over all the sides. And it was a sight that they had never seen before because it was very beautiful. And they stayed at the summit of the mountain for 15 minutes. They took photographs and ate mint cake, and they climbed slowly and carefully back down. And you know, kids, after climbing the Mount Everest, they both were become very famous. And they both wrote book on their adventures, what they feel, what they have done over there. And Tenzing Norgay lived in Darjeeling and started his training. He is training people to climbing the Mount Everest or climbing the mountains. And Edmund Hillary went back to the Himalayas many times. You know, with the modern equipment today, it is not difficult to climb the Mount Everest or to climb the mountains because there are very modern equipments are there with us. But in 1952, each year, teams of climbers tried to reach the Mount Everest, and they are succeeded also. Many of them climbed the Mount Everest like both of them. Mount Everest is a very beautiful mountain, but it is very dangerous also. The weather changes, sometimes the weather becomes very low, the winds become faster, and it will make very difficulty for the climbers to climb the mountains. Some people lost their lives by slipping on the ice. Many climbers have lost their lives. You know, in the past, Mount Everest was a very clean place. But the climbers are climbing the Mount Everest and they are whatever they are eating, whatever they are drinking, they are littering the garbage over there. Even they are throwing the empty cans over there. So nowadays, this is very dirty. Some part of Mount Everest are very dirty. And you know, nowadays there are rules for Mount climbers that they have to bring all empty cans, bottles, etc. back with them. Some teams of mountain climbers are trying to climb the mountains. In 1995, our team collected 560 kilograms of litter and carried it down to the bottom of the mountain. These climbers wanted to show others that the world's highest mountain must be kept clean and free from litter. You know, every time everyone said that you should clean up places and you should be neat and clean. So keep your surroundings always clean. Till that time, say bye-bye.